18. Number 26, Rowan Crawshaw, and number 27, Abby Hurley. Those are come on to the field, Chorley and Leeds United.
Good afternoon then, and welcome to LUTV's coverage as the Leeds United Women's campaign gets underway this afternoon after last year's encouraging efforts. After a cracking start and the team just fading away, they're back for more, in which promotion, as per usual, will be the main name. There's 3 new signings in the squad to try and help them do just that, and they'll start the game against Chorley this afternoon with real optimism for the season ahead at home. So the two teams were evenly matched last season. Chorley finished 3rd, 2 points ahead of 4th place Leeds, who for so long was so competitive in what was a really progressive year and the coaching setup. Emma Woodruff was a player of the season. She also won the Golden Boot, and keeping her has been a big plus for the group this season. In terms of pre-season, if you ask the players, it's been pretty brutal in terms of preparations. They won the Julie Chipchase Memorial Trophy as well against Doncaster Rovers Bells, and we'll hope today that it is a strong performance. They won both games last season against Chorley, 3-2 away, 4-1 at home, and now they'll look to use this season and this first game as a real springboard for success. So the team is Katie Mortimer, Shauna Legg, Rebecca Bass, Alice Hughes, Ellie White, Catherine Smith, Chloe Dixon, Emmy Woodruff, Eleanor Millard, Macy Ellis, Darcy Green. Then it's Carrie Simpson, Paige Williams, Ruby Waldron, Sian Jubril Keating, Rowan Crawshaw and Abby Graham. And then for Chorley, it's Finch, Searson, Cook, Wood and Ellison, Worthington, Hamer, McKay, Catlow, Lawrence and Binks, and the bench for Carmelo Ruggieri is Parrish, Parker, Stanhope, Unsworth, Duffy, Clodek and Newhouse. And the players just going through a last-minute warm-up or two to make sure they're ready for action. Delighted to say I'm joined by Bridie Hannon once again for this season, for this game. Always good to get her opinions as an ex-player, someone that's got so much experience at this level. And I guess, Bridie, the big change this year is the structural difference with it used to be 1 promotion spot only. That has changed. We have some new faces, but if you ask any player, all pieces of messaging is the same. There's only one word, it's promotion, and that's all that matters. Good afternoon to you.
Good afternoon. It's a pleasure to be here again. I'm really, really excited about the season ahead. And like you say, that change is absolutely massive because this team have not been far away from promotion over several seasons, but we've just kind of, missed out by a few points here and there, and you can only really lose a couple of games all season. It's that tight in this league, so it definitely gives the players and the team an opportunity to get promoted this season, knowing that if we do lose a couple of matches and we miss out going up at top spot, then there's going to be a playoff place. So the girls are really excited about that. Hopefully we do go up as champs, and hopefully we don't need that playoff game. But yeah, I'm excited to see some of the new signings. They've played a couple of pre-season matches, but there's nothing like a competitive first game of the season at home at Garforth with the crowd behind us. So yeah, really, really excited to get going, and hopefully we get off the mark and get the big 3 points today. Yeah,
fingers crossed. Referee Matthew Coles. About those new signings then, you got Alana Millard, defender, joined from Barnsley FC Ladies, made 18 appearances in the Division 1 North last year, scoring 5 goals. One of those was a winner against Leeds. You have Brittany Sanderson, who joined as a goal-scoring midfielder, 85 and 139 appearances in the FA WNL throughout her career, most of those coming in the Northern Premier Division as well, so it's a good standard for Lee to try and bring in. And then you have Chloe Dixon, who is a utility player, and I don't mean that with disrespect. It's a player that you can have so much use with, can play on the wing, can play as a full-back, and she comes in from, she's an ex-Nottingham Forest player, and playing for a childhood club this year, so you don't want to put too much pressure. And of course, very important to mention Rebecca Bass, who was the right back several years ago when we very first started covering this Leeds United women's team. Got a really nasty knee injury, and she has worked tremendously hard for what seems like a decade to her, I'm sure, but the last 2.5 years to get back, and she's playing at centre-back today, so very best of luck to one of the most passionate Leeds fans you will ever find in Rebecca Bass, who she'll be nervous today. It's a big occasion for her mentally more than anything, isn't it?
Definitely. There was definitely a few times throughout her rehab that she felt like giving up. It's a lonely place when you're injured and you're in the gym and you're just working. You feel like you're on your own at times. But yeah, like you say, she's worked really hard. So it's amazing that she's back now. I saw her again in pre-season, and she's just so delighted to be back on the pitch with the team and wearing that shirt.
Yeah, so she's back there as a centre-half today. She was a flamboyant full-back before the injury, so that experience she brings to the party in the middle of defence will be a big plus for her, as she has to get back. There's an offside flag going up against a Chorley forward. But pitch conditions will not be ideal for anybody out there. This pitch, even when in the winter, is pretty springy. And the non-stop sun we've had, which has been a delight, of course, will make this, for the first few months of the season, a difficult surface to play. And Leeds will have to hope that other teams struggle to adapt, and they can use it to their advantage as they give away an early throw-in with the bounce of the ball outfoxing Dixon. Header forward from Hughes, picked up by Darcy Green, and Catherine Smith will get involved and win a early throw into Leeds. Plenty of communication from the Chorley setup where they're trying to mark, keep everybody pretty tight as Dixon flicks the ball on. She was looking for Woodruff, who just come short. It's well played back from Rachel Lawrence, nice and composed as Woodruff nearly got to it. You could hear the gasps from the Leeds crowd, who thought that that was a chance to exploit them. Good feet there, sorry Brady.
I think the defender thought she had more time than what she did, but Amy Woodruff, like what she is, just very tenacious in that area.
Yeah, cross from Dixon, just doesn't get the required curl on the ball, but yeah, if any Chorley defender had forgotten what it's like to play against Amy Woodruff, that was an example of it there.
Yeah, we hope she has another season like she did last year. She was absolutely just on fire every single game. She was, you know, misreliable, in the right place at the right time. And what I love about Amy is not just her work rate, but the variety of goals that she can score. She's fantastic in the air. She can score long ranges, volleys, left foot, right foot. She's an absolutely phenomenal player.
Hughes underneath it, as she normally is, wins the header. Smith misses the second. Darcy Green, a little flick down the line. Green to pick out Smith, now with Dixon. Holding off the attention of one. Beautiful ball inside to Hughes, who just lets it run and plays it into the feet of Millard, who's a nice inside pass to Ellis. This is good football from Leeds, and lucky on that occasion, but the support play was good. The weight of pass from Millard was equally impressive as leg gets back to cover and will clear only now into a Chorley shirt, who now come back straight away on the attack. The ball forward from Ellinson is overhit, and Katie Mortimer gets her hands on the ball. There's a youngster into the team. Important for her to get a couple of touches just to get her feel for things and the confidence, as Millard will appeal that she hasn't touched it, but pretty much gives the game away with the fact she had to readjust her hair as a result. But 3.5 minutes in, no one's really taking control, Bridie.
No, not really. It's quite even in these early stages. But yeah, just going back to Katie Mortimer there, plays normally for the 23s, but unfortunately Carrie Simpson picked up a bit of a knock at training the other day, so hopefully she'll be back soon. But yeah, what an opportunity. The defence will be looking very much to protect her today. I'm interested to see how their goalkeeper, Molly Finch, plays today. The goalkeeping coach reckons she's good enough to be in the WSL.
High praise indeed. As Smith underneath it tries to turn it forward to Ellis. Instead it's to Woodruff. It's a good pass. Woodruff will have to hold off the attention of a defender, as will Hughes, who slips, and now the referee will give a free kick. It's an important one because it was a 3-on-2 that to Chorley, in which the opposition coaching team were pretty encouraged. The pettiness of Shauna Legg there to try and buy a yellow card.
Oh, I love that.
4.5 minutes into a new season, and she's started already.
Love that.
It didn't work, but she tried, as she now goes for the high pass up towards Woodruff. Overhit, but it might reach Dixon or Green here on the wing. Chorley makes sure that doesn't occur. And Bass into a channel for Dixon, who will do well to keep this in, and she has. Nice ball to White, asking a lot of herself. Such an awkward angle that for Ellie White, but she tried it, first time of asking. And again, you can see why she wanted to know the delivery in, but it's easy when you've got the full picture to see, and the bit, the space that we can see that she's in. She couldn't, nobody communicating around her, but the main thing there was, was the speed of Dixon to keep that ball alive, Bridie.
Yeah, that was the first real sign of her, wasn't it? I think she's going to be a fantastic player for us this season. Like what you mentioned earlier, she's got the experience of being in the Championship and the third tier as well. So, when you come to signing players, you don't want to be signing players that are equally as good as what we've got. You know, you want to be signing, you know, better players. That's the only way in order to progress.
Yeah, Leeds getting back here. Millard gets across. First 2 times the Chorley player had turned. Millard looked like she was out of position, but then great recovery. Got a body in the way at the last second, kept the arms by our side, so no issues for any penalty appeals.
This will be a big test for Katie. I want to see her kind of demanding that box and protecting it. And I'm sure the players will try and do just that.
Free header, really. It's turned away. I think it's by a leg, and it was Woodruff that was closest. Either someone else has shouted or she just didn't think she could get there. But in terms of marking a free header as an ex-centre-half, Brady, I can only imagine your thoughts.
Yeah, it was poor defending, I think, that, but Shauna did really well to get back in and clear that. So I'm not sure where that was going, but we've got to be winning the first contact there.
And again, another free shot, leg. Now Millard has got to get rid of it, and she does. It's out to the wing. Well, Leeds do have an option with Smith, and it's well covered by Chorley. Getting in the way was Isabel Catlow. But if ever there was a warning sign, yes, Chorley lost both games against Leeds, but they finished higher in the table. That tells you all you need to know, Brady. This is a well-organised team that just because there's the headlines around the club of Leeds' side, of course, the attachment to the men's first team, there'll be pressure, but Chorley will look and think, well, the new rules are just as good for us as well. It's not, you know, it doesn't have to be about your name. It's you are there on merit.
See, Chorley overall have always finished kind of mid-table and or towards the lower end of the table, but yet whenever we've played against them, they've been a little bit of a bogey team for us. They always seem to perform really, really well. But last season we saw a different Chorley. And like you mentioned, a team that could have gone for a promotion. It was their highest season so far, so they've managed to retain the coaching staff. They've only made a couple of signings, but I think they're more kind of like young signings that have come in and to try and like develop the team a little bit. But you know, they were only probably 1 or 2 players short last year of getting themselves promoted, so they would have felt that they didn't need to do that much strengthening. So yeah, they'll come here today, kind of, you know, hoping to get the 3 points as well. So it's a tough opener for Leeds.
Yeah, they just can't keep that ball in play, and it tells you the speed it must be been behind it, because she is one of the fastest players in this team.
Yeah, we were talking the other day, she's also done her ACL. It's obviously very common amongst women's footballers, but certainly it hit us hard a couple of years ago. But people are saying they think Macy's got faster since her injury, which I didn't think was possible. I was going to challenge her to a race, but I didn't want to embarrass her.
As Leeds missed the first contact due to a foul. Hughes given a nudge in the back. That was by Olivia Ellinson. To Hughes again, who turns. Bass tells her to go further wide, but is an easier option. Bass goes back to Morton before offering a different angle herself. Woodruff got a bit scrappy in the heart of that Chorley defence, but they deal with things.
Yeah, those kicks out by Mortimer, you know, the defence have got to be telling her, if you're going to go long, hit an angle. It just makes it a little bit easier for them to pick up, win the first ball.
All of a run for Leeds, and it's picked up by Ellinson's. Catherine Smith trying to get back. It's managed to work its way into the number 18 jersey of Hamer. And it does well to poke the ball away from trouble.
Yeah, I've been impressed with Millard so far in the first 10 minutes. It doesn't look like the girl's getting the beating of her just yet.
Hughes putting her head in where it hurts. Nobody actually touched the ball though originally, so referee played on, and now they've got a chance of getting behind here, Chorley. Finn has to step on the proceedings to make sure it stays alive. Worthington's delivery, leg was braced for it and got rid of the danger. Ellis tried to do the same. Woodruff, just by sheer determination, nearly gives Leeds a counter-attacking opportunity. White steps up. But Chorley, you can see there is a desire, especially from Chorley, when they're in certain areas. They are trying to play football. There's no panicking, no early deliveries for no reason, looking for avenues. They try and turn the ball inside. Green, who has been beaten to this on that occasion, across the face of goal. Leg deals with it, out to Dixon. We'll turn it around the corner, and it's now Binks to try and beat her to it. Chorley's starting to get some momentum, as I say that. It's overhit, and Lawrence can't keep that in play, and it's behind for what I think will be a welcomed goal kick.
Yes, I can breathe a sigh of relief. Thank you again, once again, to Shauna Legg. I think what seems to be working well for them is they seem to be going through Nicola Worthington, the number 12 in the centre midfield position. Good player, lots of experience, played at Burnley and played in the Championship with Blackburn as well. Won Players Player and Coaches Player last season, so she's obviously thought very highly amongst her peers. But yeah, we need to keep her quiet. She's on the ball again. She's pulling the strings for Chorley at the minute.
Yeah, Ellison steps on the ball. Munoz. Bass clears. I think needed that sort of no-nonsense approach up towards Woodruff, who's trying to outmuscle Searson, the captain. And she will do so, but by giving away a free kick.
Good defending.
Yeah, I mean, it's good to see, isn't it? I mean, you've got a striker that's a nightmare to play against. Searson's claiming that she's having to retie the bootlace, check the bottom of the studs. Woodruff did pick her up originally, but yeah, it's going to be a good duel, that.
Yeah, she's, like I say, an experienced defender. She used her body well there. Some defenders would have just kicked it out, to the left there and just given away a throw-in, but she used her body well to protect it, and she's won a team a free kick there.
Yeah, you can see where the boots actually got tangled at the very last second. Looked like it was Woodruff's stud that got caught in the laces of Searson's laces. 12 minutes in. Don't think either manager will be unhappy, but you could easily say that I think Chorley away from home played some better football in terms of on the ground. They'll probably be the happier of the two teams.
I think so, yeah. They've had a couple of corners and a bit of last-ditch defending by Leeds, haven't they? So I'd probably say they've had the better chances so far, albeit half chances.
Yeah, Bass, it's an important challenge for her. First one in a competitive game in the new season. After that knee injury, good feet from Dixon, very good. Goes towards Millard and now back to Legg. And ball appeals, they are heard. Legg, the determination to get it forward, rushes things. She had three options there.
You could see what she was trying to do.
Yeah, Ellis and now Millard are trying to get back. This is Chorley's opportunity to attack Ellison. She's got to try and get past Shauna Legg, who stops her in her tracks, makes amends for the misplaced pass. Lawrence inside to Binks with a sighter towards goal. Worth a hit from there, I think. Accuracy is off, which is good news for us. Still Leeds 0, Chorley 0.
But yeah, they'll know that, it's Carrie Simpson's not in net today, and they'll know, if they've done the research, that Katie's from the under-23s, but she's a good shot stopper, is Katie. She's not to be underestimated, but she just doesn't have that first team experience just yet, which is why Shauna Legg and Rebecca Bass will play a key role today in terms of communicating to her and just making sure that she's always got an option. It's nice to see Ellie White as well, isn't it, starting, I think, towards the back end of last season. She came in, but it was almost a bit too little too late. The season had kind of gone for us at that point, so it's nice to, first game of the season, she's up and running.
Yeah, certainly. So another one that had injuries to deal with. Dixon trying to get a deflection on Binks' cross, and she does. Green was trying to turn it into her path. Maybe just rush things a little. Smith gets a nudge in the back. Would you say, Brad, that that's what Chorley have done? They've managed to disrupt momentum and rhythm and game plan of Leeds. That's been their main asset of their game. Yeah,
absolutely. We're a footballing side. We want to play nice football. We've got the players to do so, in particular this season, and they'll be aware of our pace out wide as well. So they'll be, like I mentioned already, they're trying to go central and hit Nicola Worthington, who kind of pulls the strings and plays those through balls into the strikers. But yeah, I think we've been a little bit frustrated so far.
Yeah, misread on the free kick as well. I think Leeds thought that strikers were going to be able to get to that, but it's way overhit.
I think when you look at, you've got Chloe Dixon down the left and you've got Macy Ellis down the right. I would not like to be a fullback in today's game for the opposition, but we've got to utilise those players. I watched Chloe put a couple of really good crosses in one of her pre-season games, and you just wanting an Amy Woodruff to get on the end or an Alice Hughes to get on the end of one of them.
Yeah, so far Chorley have managed to neutralise Leeds' wingers. Ellis tries to get involved defensively. Millard is racing across to get to this effort coming in. Once we gets her body behind the ball, it was Molly Wood letting fly from left wing.
I think what's interesting as well, one of the girls on the bench for Chorley, Saffron Newhouse, I think she scored 10 goals last season. Good player. She's on the bench today, so I'm not sure if she's picked up a knock or what, but it's probably a good thing that she's on the bench.
Here's Smith. Wins Leeds another throw, and that decision there just to try and keep possession rather than play it into the channel. He's just need a bit more of a foothold in the proceedings here, take more control. Woodruff, good brave header into White, has a quick glance at goal, trying to just steer it towards Smith. Rush clearance from Binks, Green gets in there, Binks now eventually clears. And Bass will let this go out for a throw.
They look a bit shaky in defence when we're putting the pressure on. I think we just need to get a little bit tighter. We don't give them any space to breathe whatsoever.
Very calm at the back from the keeper, but she's just giving the ball away there, Molly Finch.
I was about to say that's a good ping out to the left there.
It was good contact, but obviously, I mean, considering what could have gone wrong, often I seem to be watching the Football League highlights now in the men's game. Teams that can't play out from the back try to concede goals. There was another one yesterday where they just gave the ball away. I don't think you mind that as a manager if Wimbledon just pressurising, you just get rid of it.
Yeah, absolutely.
But Leeds have managed to win another set piece straight after it, so maybe it's a decision that Finch will rue. We hope that is the case. 17 minutes gone. Leeds send the bigger players forward, the likes of Hughes. Try and get underneath the goalkeeper, but for now they go short. It's a risky pass back from Ellis to White, and now from attack versus defence, Leeds are under pressure. Bats gets across and will concede a throw-in. Probably the best example we've seen of Leeds having the chance to churn up the heat and put the pressure on. And the set-piece technique evades them, and all of a sudden the pressure goes and Chorley can now clear.
Yeah, I've never been a fan of short corners for that very reason. If you don't quite get it right and the ball doesn't end up going into the box, then you've got several players out of position and you're on the back foot. Whereas when you've got your players that are in the box, you know, Shauna and Alice Hughes and Amy, just get the ball in and give them an opportunity to, you know, win the first header and get the ball on target. But I'm sure we'll get many other opportunities in the game. But yeah, unfortunately that one didn't quite pay off.
Millard has it, looking for an avenue to bring in Woodruff. It's now down the line towards Ellis, who skips away, rolls it inside to White. Nearly picked out Green, she will pick out Dixon. He uses that ball, now Green's to try and get enough purchase on this cross, just a tad under hit, just fully stretching. And it's unlucky, but you can see the quality that Dixon provides, the ability for her to just weigh up things as Bash just couldn't quite get there. Legs covering, so is Millard. All three of them in a perfect line, you feel defensively each a bit deeper than each other. A nod of approval from ex-centre half Bridie Hannon.
And that's the thing, isn't it? As a centre half, you're generally out there to dry if you miss the ball. But I think Bass and Sean, although they've not played together for a while, or at all, to be honest. Obviously, Shauna came a couple of years ago, and then obviously Bass was injured. So it's almost a new partnership, is this? But one that they'll, with their experience, I'm not worried whatsoever. Given the amount of time that Rebecca Bass has been out, you know, she's not going to be 100% today. I think, you know, when you've been out as long as her, you lose a lot of that match fitness. So although we've been training and playing a couple of pre-seasons, there's nothing like playing an actual competitive match. So, you know, it might take her 3 or 4 weeks to get back up to speed, if not longer. But she's got so many good qualities, leadership, she reads the game well, and she loves getting forward.
Some bit ambitious, try to play it out with a bit of curl, and not enough of a touch from a teammate means that Leeds just get it straight back from a throw.
I don't think Molly Finch has had a save to make yet, so I'd like to test her. It's going into the 21st minute now, do a couple of shots on target.
You mentioned it earlier about Leeds' strengths out wide. Haven't really been able to get Dixon or Ellis on the ball enough, you'd feel, but such a long time to go that can soon change. Here is Green, racing forward, gets past a couple. Worth a hit from there, especially with Woodruff out of position. Now Bass trying to get back. She's got Ellinson to try and catch up to. Mrs. Hughes, Millard try to get the body in the way, does so. Effort was coming in there from Lizzie Hamer. Two number 18s go up against each other. Ellis trying to put the pressure on. Worthington's now driving forward. There's a nudge in the side there from Ellie White, and the referee will give a free kick. Wasn't the most obvious of contacts. Some referees would let it go, but you can understand now in the modern game, Bridie, that referees give those.
Yeah, it's so frustrating. Somebody who's played for a very long time. It's a contact sport, isn't it? But sometimes the smallest of nudges, and it's clever play sometimes from players. They use the body well, and as soon as they feel that nudge in the back or the little knock in the back of the leg, they go down, and unfortunately refs generally give them.
Good ball in. Took a glancing header, I think, off Woodruff. Dixon is doing all she can to keep her in play, but that will go out for a throw-in. That should be a Chorley throw. Yeah,
it looks like the line has given it to Leeds, unless we didn't see something there. Looked like it come off Woodruff, like you said.
Yeah, the player in close proximity in Chorley colours was in disbelief there, as Woodruff is the target for the throw. Back to Green, who goes long. Good contact for Hughes. Referee's just checking on her. Yeah, he will stop the game now due to it being a head injury. Ellie White will have to apologise for slicing it into her teammate's face. And no need for any physio treatment, just an impact knock, and just checking the eyes out. And
I'm sure they'll be friends after the game.
It's good to get out of the way first game, isn't it? I'd rather have it happen today than dark December when it's freezing.
Yeah.
And you get the, that would sting a lot more. If you're going to get a ball to the face, do it week one. Ellis gets across, puts the challenge in, stops Catlow from making any progress.
I can't remember who it was now, but one night at training, someone absolutely booted the ball at me, and obviously as a centre half, he put the body on the line, and I remember just seeing the Nike tick on my leg. Very painful.
Here is Ellis. Millard into White. White to Smith. She was going for Woodruff, just overplayed it. Green gets across, ushers that ball out well. Good smart play from the defender. But still such a very even game. I mean, again, the table last year would suggest this should be even. Has a pre-season feel to it in terms of lack of goalmouth action, which would probably come in a few weeks when you get that rhythm. But I think both teams have got the same idea. If we can't do something drastically impressive, let's just not give anything away to the other team.
Yeah, exactly. I don't think it's going to be a high-scoring game, this, by all accounts. Just given the amount of clear-cut chances, and there's not been a great deal, has there? But I'm hoping that any of the clear-cut chances will fall to us. But we can't afford to give anything silly away, penalties and free kicks at the edge of the box, that type of thing, and defensively make any errors. I know we've been working defensively at training for the last few weeks, but yeah, I mean, it's so competitive, this league. You make one mistake and it can result in a loss, unfortunately. Like we mentioned at the start, you can only afford to lose a couple of games a season, so you don't want that to be the first game of the season and then knock the confidence out of the players. So it's massive that we get the 3 points today.
Allowed down the line, gets a touch, it will be a throw-in.
Shauna Legg's not happy that she didn't get the free kick there. She was on the floor and then got straight back up and won the second header. It's just not working out for us in the final third at the moment. I think there was that one little bit of nice play where Chloe Dixon got it on the left-hand side, played through the middle, and it went out on the right-hand side. But since then, we've not managed to string loads of passes together.
Yeah, been a scrappy start, and
I think that's credit to the opposition, though.
Clears. Was a player coming back from offside. Hughes wins the first header, but it goes backwards, and now there's a shot coming in from range. Mortimer good hands. No issue with her from there. Another confidence builder for the young goalkeeper.
Yeah, definitely. I think there's been a couple where she's just dropped them just in front of her, which haven't caused any harm as such, but that'll have done her the world of good.
Clearance from Finch. Good header up towards Ellis. Slow in possession there, Ellis. Needed more of an awareness. His leg flies in, that could be a free kick. Referee lets it go. Is Hughes. Out towards Ellie White, who got space to carry this if she wants to do so. Out to Dixon. Dixon's going to carry the ball forward herself, and she's frustrated there. There's a simple pass on to Smith. Whether she's trying to be clever to go around the outside. And
I don't know if she was in two minds then or not. But what she executed isn't what she had in her head, as you could see. She was frustrated with herself, I think, as opposed to anybody else.
Smith to White. Back to Smith, trying to squeeze it through for Woodruff. Then a speculative effort. Finch had to turn it over. Good instinct from Catherine Smith, who will always pop up with a goal each season. You'd always feel she can get close to double figures. A little nod of appreciation, I think, at her own effort. It was certainly just a confidence. Let's see if the keeper's ready for it. And if she wasn't, that's going in.
Yeah, very speculative from her, but a very good effort. I think she wasn't expecting the ball to come back to her initially, but when she did, she just adapted what she was going to do initially in her head and just thought, well, why not? And yeah, great effort. Good save by the keeper.
Into the near post, it's gone for a goal kick, looking for Ellis. Finch to take the goal kick, but she's in no rush.
Used to hate that as a defender when you'd run forward to get in the box and then the corner didn't make it in. I'd be like, do I have to run back again?
Yeah, nothing worse for a defender that's got to get back there as Shauna Legg gets to the clearance. It's worked wide. Missed hit pass from the number 18 on that occasion. Hamer. And that is just an example on this pitch. Once you make a miscontrol or a touch, the ball then will run away from you. There is no getting it back. Here's Millard looking to turn it round the corner, looking for Ellis. Nearly finds her. Up to Woodruff, just bounces off her. Can't keep hold of it, no support play behind. Green intercepts and goes back to Mortimer. Forward it goes towards Woodruff again. Big gap in between. She's complaining at maybe the service, but there is a big gap between the front three and the middle three. And once it doesn't work out, you know, in the past, the 4-2-3-1 formation used to get another forward in the mix. It's just maybe fine-tuning things or, you know, working out where they can improve. Yeah,
definitely. When that ball went up to Amy Woodruff, then I was looking, thinking, even if she did win this ball, who has she got to support her? There didn't seem to be anybody really close to support her from what we could see here. But Amy's very good at holding the ball up, so I can understand why that ball's been played into her, and no doubt she'll be asked, if you can't run onto it, use your body, hold it up and wait for some support. But yeah, there definitely did seem to be more of a gap than what she would have liked. I think that's why she was a bit frustrated, because, you know, she doesn't mind working with the ball that's not perfect to her, but, you know, we're asking quite a lot of her on that occasion. So we need a good delivery here from Ellie White. We know she can kick it with her left or her right. I think she's going to go for the right foot on this occasion.
Yeah, Millard has just offered a different angle for her. Ball in, defended, just glanced away, not too far away. It will be a corner. Much better delivery.
yeah, it was in that kind of danger zone, isn't it? As a keeper, you're thinking, do I go, do I sit? Keeper very much stayed on the line then, which is the right thing to do. It was good defending.
Dixon's ball, better delivery. Finch clears, good commanding punch. It's a corner that asks questions of the defence. Here's Woodruff down the line to Smith. Good 1-2. Now Woodruff's got to keep it in again. Just any missed touch on this pitch. It's a tad heavy, and it's behind for a goal kick with 15 minutes or so left until half time. Yeah,
it was unfortunate, that good little play by Catherine Smith as well. But yeah, Amy will be frustrated that she didn't manage to get that ball in the box, but it wasn't through the lack of trying.
Goalkeeper Finch is injured. She did just punch that ball clear, so whether she picked an injury on her way back down to the ground, stood on or clipped somebody, she's suggesting that she needs treatment.
She's looked quite impressive so far, hasn't she? Commanding her area. Don't see anything from the replay there.
Yeah, it gives both teams a water break. And important really, because Leeds haven't been as consistent as they'd like in possession. I think Chorley would say the same. It's a case of how they can improve and work things out, and these interruptions into the game and stoppages do allow that message to be put across.
Yeah, it's a perfect opportunity going into the last 15 minutes just to kind of regroup, have conversations with each other, talk to each other about what's going well, what could be done differently. You can see Simon Wood there giving Catherine Smith some instructions. So let's see what the next 15 minutes does. One player that will be missing today is Drew Green, who picked up a little injury at training a couple of weeks ago. She was in a lot of pain. It was a hamstring. She'll be out for about 4 to 6 weeks, which is a massive, massive loss. But we seem to always get injuries, don't we? I know every team has injuries, but Leeds in particular, it seems to really hit us. I mean, we've managed to get quite a few of them back, and you mentioned Britt Sanderson as well, new signing. She's in the gym. Hopefully she'll be back soon. She's rehabbing at the moment, and Paige Williams is on the bench, which is good to see.
Yeah, players, unfortunate timing. They'll feel, of course, missing the start. They can try and recover in time for that busy autumn period. He's under pressure here. Ellis trying to get back to help out. Catlow forces wide with a poor touch. Immediately Ellis signalled for a throw-in, and she gets that. Less than, or just over 10 minutes left of this first half, should I say.
I want to say the rules have changed now in regards to subs. I'm pretty sure you can make 5 changes rather than 3 now. I'm sure someone put like the group chat the other day.
Yeah, it'll help. They've got a big bench today, Chorley. They've named 7 alterations. Leeds have Simpson, Williams, Waldron, Jubble, Keating, Crawshaw and Graham on their bench. As Mortimer goes to find Bass. But again, we're just gone a little bit flat, Bridie. Both teams, when we get the crowd geared up, a bit of magic. You don't often get that in first games of this season, but I guess Dixon is one player that Leeds would really like to get on the ball a little bit more. As Finch, awkward to deal with, only needs it out. Dixon will go for goal early. And you can see with the forward, the goal lights up when the keeper's off the line, but that was going to be very difficult for her to direct towards goal.
Yeah, she didn't quite get the power or the accuracy there. She was never going to test the keeper, I don't think, from there. But it's a shot on target.
Yeah, as you said, Finch has not had to do too much. It hasn't been difficult for her, though, in the early stages. Leg gets to the ball, but only to give it back to Ellinson. He walks away with possession. Smith trying to win it back for Leeds. Good challenge. Dixon's asking for it in front of her, and she plays the pass. She's caught late. Dixon, the free kick will be brought back. So Casper did well. She got the ball away exactly where she needed to. She'll have caught a late boot. That will hurt. And she wins a free kick for her team. But right place, right time.
I think she's had a really good half, actually, Kath Smith. Obviously, she's probably had the best chance from a Leeds United point of view, but I think her link-up play's been well. I think at times she's done the bit for a team that you want, where, you know, we've been under the cosh defensively, and then she's managed to win a throw-in by kicking it against the player, and just intelligent play.
Comes out to Smith, who actually come out to Green as well, wanting to try and go across the goal. Connection was wrong from the start. Frustrated with herself, but it's got to be hit, Brad. You barely had a chance to have a go. We know that she can be effective on the front foot.
Yeah, I just think some of these free kicks are obviously quite central towards the goal. It's like we're almost just hitting and hoping, and a lot of the times it's not going to one of our players. I think we just need to just take a breather and just have a look at the bigger picture, and people need to be making runs as well, in all fairness. It's just not working out for us yet in the final third, but I think going into half-time, I think I'm more than happy going in at 0-0. You know, we're still very much in the game.
Ball to Woodruff, difficult to control. She does at least put it back into an attacking area, but it's turned away. Like double deflection, it might actually be Chorley's throw in that. In fact, it isn't. 8 minutes. We said it right at the start, didn't we, as well, throughout the season, throughout every year. Big issue with this division, but it's so tough to get out of, is a lot of it is just not losing. If you can pick up draws when you're not playing at your best, Leeds will be chuffed to bits if they can get Green on the front foot. Did all the hard work, and Lucky try to squeeze it through. His leg covers the through ball. And Mortimer back. Really well dealt with by Leeds as Bass goes round the corner to Green. Bass got to be quick, and she is. She gets back to get to the ball. It's out to Ellis.
Worked out to be a really good pass then.
It was risky at first. Ellis's pass is intercepted. Millard misses it, and now there's a chance here. Catlow's coming forward. Leg will get it clear. It's up to Smith. Now it's out to White. Up and under looking for Woodruff. Offside appeals from Chorley. As White claimed she was steering it out wide. She is to Dixon. Here's Green. Back to Dixon, who you can see the experience of playing at a higher level. There's a lot of calmness in possession. Yeah,
she's really composed, isn't she? I was just about to say, before she was on the ball just seems to be in the air all the time, and no one can really get it under control. I think that's something that we need to work on in the second half, is just getting the ball down and playing, and just kind of going back to basics, you know, getting your little triangles and getting your passes in. I think it seems that we do one or two, and then we try and like go long, and the ball's getting intercepted. There's not enough pace on the pass and things like that, so we've just got to tidy up a little bit. But it's the first game of the season, let's not forget, you know, it's going to take time for these new players in particular to gel.
Referee Matthew Coles making sure Binks is exactly where he wants her to be.
Wasn't happy at all, was he then?
Good to see a referee spotting it though. A lot of the modern game,
yeah,
players fly forward. Green heads clear, just past Smith. Intercepted by Chorley. Ball from Binks, and White gets back to help out. Nobody winning the arm wrestle at the moment. Such an even game.
Car park looks very, very full over there.
Yeah, very well attended. It'd be such a big thing for Leeds to get a promotion push going.
I think there always seems to be more people watching when Leeds United aren't playing the men's first team at the weekend. Obviously, with it being a Monday night fixture, first game of the Premier League, everyone's coming down to support the ladies, which is good to see.
Pink stood over the throat, wants to go for a bit more height here and a bit more power, and she actually confuses everybody and goes short. Early ball in, headed away by Millard. It's going to come in as a shot, and ball appeals. It's turned behind by Smith. All panic stations for Leeds. It'll be a corner.
I think she had a lot more time then than what she thought, but I don't think she received a shout there. It looked shaky defending. Obviously we won the first header there, but yeah, we don't want to be giving away corners against this team. They've got a couple of really good players who are good in the air. And obviously with an inexperienced kind of first team goalkeeper in today, we've got to be protecting them and not be giving away corners unnecessarily.
Yeah, ball in, leg gets it away. Header coming up from Worthington. Saw it late, got underneath it. A couple of minutes left until half time. I think both teams probably need half time as Mortimer signals she'll need the new ball to take this goal kick.
Shauna Legg's been fantastic this first half, hasn't she? Just always in the right place at the right time, making blocks and headers and covering her teammates. I think she's been absolutely brilliant. I think she was actually frustrated with herself last season, and you know, I remember when we were commentating, often we were saying how brilliant she was, but I think she wasn't happy with the standard that she set last season, and she knows she can go up another level. So that's all positive and exciting for Leeds, obviously.
Leg clears. Ellis can't get hold of the ball. Millard try to steer it forward, a misplaced pass from Chorley. White gets underneath it, he'll be out for a throw.
Very sloppy, isn't it?
Yeah, no one's got going really. It's been very much the same, hasn't it? There's been, you know, the highlight for Leeds has been Smith's shot that forced a save out of Finch. That's from 25 yards odd out. It's, you know, it's not exactly too much progression, as here is Smith. Smashes it away downfield for Woodruff to chase. It's going out of play though, and there's a little progression in terms of getting the ball wide, getting into the channel. There's been very little service down the wings. Yeah,
I don't mind that pass by Cav Smith though, just to get the team back out with a couple of minutes to go. We don't want to be giving away anything, like I mentioned. So, you know, ultimately it's in our half of the pitch now. So we just need to get the ball, and hopefully we can get one last shot off before half time, because that would be nice going in at half time 1-0 up. It's the same for both teams though. The ball just seems to be flying off different body parts than what I think they'd like.
Yeah, Dixon just trying to steer it to Ellis. Two wingers nearly combined. Smith drives, gets caught out. 2 or 3 yellow shirts around her, and Chorley have managed to suffocate the play here, and Leeds are under pressure. Because of that 4-pronged defensive shield, they've lost any out ball. Only 2 wingers, and they give away a throw. Worthington's header forward needs to be marshalled this by Shauna Legg, and it will be. Smith down the line to Hughes. Well, no availability to go forward with it really and keep it, so Legg goes early towards Hughes and lets it bounce in towards her right shoulder. Ellis was on the overlap but kept hold of here by the Leeds number 6. Rolled inside to Smith. Just going to dig out a shot, takes a big deflection. It's very ambitious, that from Cass Smith. Into stoppage time we go. We might get the generic minute due to the goalkeeper going down, Finch, and the Searson asking for time to retie the shoelaces, but it's been a very low-key first half.
It has, unfortunately. I'm not sure what the other games are going like in the league today, but, you know, like I said, for the first game of the season, it's, you know, very much just about kind of getting off the mark, minutes in the legs, getting used to playing with each other. What you don't want to do at this stage, like I mentioned, is to lose the match. So we've got a big 45 to go. Like I said, there've been some good pre-season friendlies where they've challenged themselves against teams in the league above, and by all accounts done really well. So, you know, it's a tough test today. It's, you know, we're against a team that finished just slightly above us in the league last season, so it's a difficult game.
Yeah, Alice gets the ball. Early sighter, could have carried it further. She clearly saw something that she wanted to target with Finch off her line. It's good pressure though for Macy Ellis. As I said earlier, a real speed merchant in this team. What was they thought was a safe pass turned into something a bit different. With hindsight being a wonderful thing, should she have carried it further forward?
Yeah, possibly. I mean, she made that goal herself pretty much, didn't she? I say goal if it had gone in the back of the net, mind you. But yeah, she did well just to put pressure on that defender and win the ball back. Good kick from the keeper, just getting towards the halfway line.
Smith can't keep the ball alive for Leeds. And there goes the half-time interval. So frustration for both teams in possession, but nothing to split them. Expected a close game, that is delivered. Join us in around 15 minutes time for second half coverage. Welcome back then to LUTV's coverage as the second half is nearly upon us. No changes for Leeds United Women. Tactically, you would feel there'll have to be a tweak for either side because they are just cancelling each other out, quite simply. It's got a pre-season feel to it, but in recent years, this is a sort of game when the going got tough or it got scrappy, Leeds would start to struggle. I think that's what Simon Wood certainly brought to the party last season. Leeds are a much harder team to break down and go, try and navigate past. And it's just whether they can get a win. And of course, whether it's ugly or not one person connected to this football team will care. Early stages of the season, you just want to get the head down, pick up a result, get injury-free more than anything. As Chandra Keating's having one of her calves heavily massaged, whether she's tweeting that in the one pod, they're just preparing her for a change. Leeds under pressure here. I'll get you the team once that is over. Here is Hughes, who's striding forward. So Leeds go with Mortimer, Legg, Bass, Hughes, White, Smith, Dixon, Woodruff, Millard, Ellis and Green. And the bench is Simpson, Williams, Waldron, Jubble, Keating, Crawshaw and Graham. As I said in the first half, delighted to be joined by Bridie Hannon for what is hopefully one of many solid performances for Leeds United Women. I would say it's a tough watch in terms of action for both teams. Very, very little happened. But as a biased member of proceedings, that isn't an issue to Leeds if they go and scrape this 1-0, is it?
No, I'd take a 1-0 win all day long. I think clean sheet's really important, and I think you touched on it then about injuries. A couple of years ago, I think we had 3 or 4 injuries right at the start of the season, and it kind of killed us, really. So if we can get through this game unscathed, and if we draw this game, it's not the end of the world. There's a long way to go. Like I said, it's the losses that really, really hurt you in terms of, losing points. But yeah, it's massive to get these 3 points, and we're very capable of doing it. And the good thing about this Leeds United team, there's goals all over the pitch.
Smith asking an awful lot of new arrival Dixon to keep that in play. She's done it on a couple of occasions today. She's got good pace to add to this team. That was a big ask though, as Binks prepared to take the throw. Risky pass to Bass, who will avoid any issue. To put a body in the line there, Rebecca Bass. You wouldn't have thought she's playing her first game back from a long injury layoff with a knee problem. Slid in, then put the block in.
It doesn't appear to have knocked her confidence in terms of slide tackling. That's what she loves to do. But I know when I came back from breaking my leg, that first couple of tackles, you're reluctant to go in, to be honest, and it's a mindset thing, but she's just not phased at all, is she?
The injury here for Leeds. They do say that, don't they, with injuries. I've never had to have one where I was then allowed to play sport again. My bad injury meant I was done. How hard is it meant? Is it the mental side rather than physical? Because you're told you've been built stronger and recovered, but how long do you think it takes you?
It's definitely a mindset thing, physically and mentally. I know sometimes it can feel like you're out of sight, out of mind. You turn up to Thorpe Arch, you say hello to all your teammates, and then you're in the gym just, working on the programme that's been set by the physios, and it can feel a bit out of sight, out of mind. Your teammates are all together, and they've got that camaraderie. So it does kind of impact you mentally, but obviously physically as well, you feel like you're not the same player, and you feel like, how long is it going to take me until I'm back to my best? And like I mentioned before, for Rebecca Bass, it's, she isn't going to be playing her best football today, and she'll know that as well. She's had a really, really lengthy spell out. Some people tend to come back from ACL injuries. You see it within 3 or 4 months, but I mean, it's taken her a very long time, a lot of complications. She had more than, I think she had 2 or 3 surgeries as well. So, this is massive for her to be playing today. And the adrenaline, just the whole occasion of playing your first game with all the crowd behind you as well.
It'll be a big issue, won't it, for her to try and calm down, I think, after the game, after such an enjoyment factor as Leeds give the ball away. Bass offering an angle for Shauna Legg, who rolls it to Mortimer. And clears into Hughes, who's trying to flick it on for either White or Smith, and it's made its way to White. Woodruff was pulled back in back play. Dixon down the line to Ellis. You can see the idea. She had to fizz it in, but it was just the bounce of the ball upended the plans that Macy Ellis had to control it, and it's behind. I guess it's been more Leeds in this second half. Only 5 minutes in. They've certainly had more joy, but again, the goalkeeper's had nothing to do.
No, she's not really had any major saves, although the saves that she has done, she's done them really well. Obviously, Macy coming over from the right-hand side there, over to the left-hand side, but again, it's just Chloe Dixon's just getting used to how Macy plays, where she wants it, the kind of runs that she makes, etc. So this all takes time. It's not something that you can just go into the first game of the season and just, you know, gel together like you've never played before. So yeah, it's all learning, but it's the same for every team in the league.
A chance here for Leeds. Hughes getting through, tries to go across the face of goal, just didn't get the power she wanted. It can often work in your favour that if you don't hit it cleanly, but it drags it across the goalkeeper. But she is the unsung hero of this midfield in terms of work rate, effort. I think she deserved a shot on target, but she's unlucky and she's just dragged it wide, but it can happen.
Yeah, it was a massive chance that. She did really well to get herself in that position. It's rare that you find Alice Hughes being the furthest forward player on the pitch for a Leeds United point of view, but yeah, just unlucky then. It was only marginally wide, not too far away. But yeah, again, it's another chance, and like what you mentioned, it's getting them on the back foot and hopefully knocking their confidence a little bit.
A change has been made for Chorley, then number 27, Rachel Lawrence, making way. Here's Ellis on the attack, firing it into the feet of White, who lets it hit the inside of the hip to play in Dixon. Dixon now goes early, looking for Woodruff. Well-headed clear. Searson's maybe come off second best while clearing that ball. Referee might have to stop proceeding. Shauna Legg's been beaten by Ellinson, and Bass will have to come across and smash that into the stand. Referee is going to look further downfield as Megan Searson has picked up a knock. Try and get clarity of the issue here and confirm who came on for Chorley. In the walls a little bit, Searson today with the lower ankle injuries. Replay here again. That's the sort of delivery you were saying earlier about Dixon. Yeah, she's won the header and then her ankle just seemed to go on it. I mean, she's landed a bit awkwardly. Those are the sort of crosses that you wanted from Dixon to get involved, and it's important, isn't it? I guess, would that be the main thing you've noted, Bridie, that you want the team to be a bit playing with a bit more width, get the wingers a bit more involved in the second half?
Definitely, I think we've seen on more than one occasion that, you know, Dixon's got a few different attributes, and one of which is a crossing, but she's also very calm in possession as well. So if there's a pass not on, she'll turn around and go the other way and just ensure that we keep the ball. And I don't feel like we've done that enough. I think Alice Hughes does that really, really well. She's got that calm head on her. And I feel like the one or two occasions that we have played 2 or 3 passes, I think we've looked like, you know, we could break them down and play around them, but we've just not done it quite enough in that first half. It has been better this half, actually. But yeah, we just need to create them all important chances, and then when we do get them, we've got to try and punish them and try and be clinical.
Woodruff with the flick on. It appears that it's Saffron Newhouse that's come on in the number 29 jersey for Chorley, by the way. Green, clever work, lets the ball come over the top of her opposite winger as it bounds past her. Bass clears. As far as Eris, Woodruff will be offside. And this wasn't to know. That's a Newhouse replaces Lawrence. We've gone back to that scrappy feel a little bit, Bridie.
We have, commentator's curse. Yeah, I mean, from a commentator's point of view, and you know, for us, you know, we want to see, and for the fans there, I guess, you want to see chances and shots, and, you know, I don't want to say scraps, but you want to see, like, you know, Leeds United getting in on those tackles. Becky Bass, obviously, we mentioned a few times, she loves a tackle, but yeah, we just want to see a little bit more of that. But you know, I'm sure the management, like we mentioned, at 0-0, you're still very much in the game. You just need to make sure that if any chances do fall, that they fall to a player in white. But yes, I would like a little bit more excitement for us, Tom, in the studio.
Yeah, I mean, I think you're looking at the bench, aren't you? Can somebody come off the bench to change things? It's a fine line as well, because well, we've said it earlier about Finch not having much to do. Neither has Mortimer.
No, I don't
she
think
had a
she
shot
has.
from distance. So they've both got the same issues. They're both cancelling each other out. It's who's brave enough to try and mix up the mould a little bit tactically to change things. Here's Hughes looking for Smith. Risky pass, she's taken out in midfield. You look at the bench, you've got Paige Williams, another option in the middle of the park. Can play on the wing, but normally a centre mid. Ruba Waldron, left back or left midfield. Jubal Keating a forward. Crawshaw, you've got Graham. It's a young bench. And it's a big asset, isn't it, when you make that call to change things up. If they're making another change here, are Chorley with the number 9 making way. That's Olivia Ellinson that's coming off. So the centre forward is altered, and it should be number 24, Hannah Klodek, that is on in her place.
Yeah, I think it's difficult, isn't it? 'Cause when it is so close, it's like, is it a risk to make a substitution? But at the same time, it's like you mentioned, who's going to be brave enough? So which player is going to do something out of the ordinary, or which player is going to come on the pitch and just have a go? We've not seen, and I suppose it comes down to the fact that the wingers haven't gotten the ball, but who's going to be brave enough to take a player on, you know, have a shot from 20 yards out?
Here's Dixon. I'd say the one player in Leeds colours on the offence that's impressed has been the new arrival.
Yeah, Paige Williams will be chomping at the bit. You know, she'll be frustrated not to have got a start today, but she'll be wanting to come on. I messaged her earlier saying, when you come on, you know, make a difference, make an impact, give Simon Wood a headache, you know, going into next week. So, you know, she'll be wanting to come on and make an impact. But, you know, one player on the bench who, you know, we might not have seen much of so far is Abby Graham in the under-23s. Very, very young talent. Brother plays for Barnsley FC. But no, very, very good player. She gives the first team a torrid time in training when she steps up to kind of help with numbers and stuff. But I've seen her in pre-season, even for the first team, and she's been banging goals in. She's just oozes confidence for such a young player. So yeah, really excited to see her, and I wonder if she'll come on today. But yeah, she won't come on and be scared of the occasion. She'll come on and try and make an impact and score.
Yeah, Smith's done well. Forward ball to Ellis. This is a foot race, and Ellis has got the chance to win it, and she has, and slots it past the goalkeeper. Catherine Smith's through ball. Macy Ellis's finish, and they finally let her free into space, and she punishes Chorley. It's Leeds 1, Chorley 0.
Get in there, Macy Ellis. What a return from your injury. Fantastic through ball by Kath Smith. I pointed her out in the first half, having a very good first half. Macy with a foot race all day long. She'll beat anybody. But yeah, that pace. I think she didn't even take a touch, just first time. Macy's not really known for her goals either, so I'm really, really pleased for that. I'll give her a massive confidence boost, and that's a massive goal for Leeds United. Hopefully that'll kickstart us on to getting a few more now. Well, we said we wanted it a bit more exciting, and she delivered.
I mean, we've been saying about making changes as well. There is an element on the other side of things, isn't it, that Simon Wood knows this group. He'll have belief in them. That's why he selected them. And it's a fine line of, you know, he's got to show the faith and go, no, I think we can get an attack together. Now it's about staying, you know, unified and not giving anything away. But, you know, it's tough, isn't it? Because he's probably thinking they've got a potential to burst out at any minute. Other people are thinking, please make a change and do something different. But, you know, it's worked. They've been clinical, but now can they go and take control, I guess, as we'll see what happens here with Woodruff, who's got a bit of time to have a look and assessment. Floats it to the far post. Dixon coming in late on. Now Smith dispossessed. That was good work from Newhouse trying to get the ball back. Leeds have got a bit of work to do defensively because they've got a bit of momentum here, a bit between the teeth of Chorley, Klodek and Newhouse. Two of the players trying their best, the ball in behind. It's all got quite frantic again with the long balls down the line. White nips in, tries to turn it sideways in towards Woodruff. Dixon again. Great feet, she's shown a couple of times the skill level, the ability to create. You never like to big up a player that's a new arrival. You don't want to put unnecessary pressure on them. But if they are pulling off tricks left, right and centre, you have to highlight it.
Yeah, she's got a little bit of swagger about her, hasn't she, how she plays. She looks really, really cool and collected. Reminds me a little bit of Lauren James, how she plays.
Hughes is trying to go down the line, gets a throw in. Do you think you need that at this level, Bridie? Do you think you need somebody that is going to put their bums on seats? If you're looking at a women's game, you watch and you think, well, actually, I want to see that player in action. You've got someone like a headline grabber. Is it something this level needs to try and make it into that third tier?
You need good players first and foremost, don't you, as well as good people. You want a good group of girls, no bad apples. This is a really close-knit set of girls. They seem to be getting on really well. The new arrivals that have come in have all said how welcome they feel. It just seems like a really nice positive atmosphere up at Thorpe Arch. Everyone's going with a smile on the face. I think it helps that they've got all this beautiful new kit that they've just got handed out. I think there's more to come as well. They're playing on the pitch, which I know has had a little bit of stick in the past, but they've put a lot of work into it in preparation for this season, and there's still loads more work to be done on it. But it's not just that, it's the setup. It's being in a catchment area of Garforth with all the schools and stuff. There's lots of young girls that come out and see these girls, and these are role models for them. And again, the Lionesses have done it in terms of inspiring the next generation, and these girls that are on this pitch today for both teams are doing the same thing. So no, they should be really proud of themselves. They've done really well in pre-season as well, so hopefully we have a good season and a lot to shout about.
Yeah, free kick here. Rebecca Bass was not happy about. She didn't feel like she'd done anything wrong. And it will be a left-footed delivery by the looks of things. Mortimer not interested too much on any other players joining the wall. Just the two players for now. He's far out, of course, so it's more about marking up the players that are rushing that 6-yard box. Shauna Legg stops any danger for now. Shot coming in again. Ellis gets back. Millard does well not to dangle out a leg and clear the ball away. But straight back in. Millard racing out of defence. Bass gets involved. Legg does what I think Rebecca Bass was trying to do, just couldn't get it away in time. And Chorley try to play a bit of football themselves. Millard racing down the right. Good work from her. And again, Hughes inside to Smith. She's got a simple pass to White. She knew it as well. She just didn't hit it hard enough. Shot's going to come in. And it has gone out of play for a goal kick.
I think this league, Tom, is getting more and more competitive, though. I think when you look at the Women's Super League, there's a lot more players that come from kind of overseas now, isn't there? So all the English youth, kind of like dropping down leagues and things like that. So, what you find is that teams in Tier 4 are signing players from Tier 3 in the Championship, as opposed to, signing players that are in the lower leagues. So players like Chloe Dixon that have come in is a massive, massive signing for us.
Yeah, the sun just getting the eyes of some of these players now. There's only one stand at the Bannister Apprentice Stadium, so you can see Millard there just trying to cover the eyes as Bass has played a short ball back towards Legg. A chance, Mortimer saves, leads a second opportunity. Legg gets across, the ball's in. Rebecca Bass frustrated. There is that rust that she can't shake off after such a long layoff. No one will need to tell her, and it's the sheer weight of pressure. I thought Mortimer did very well to make the first change. Legg with the block, but in the end Chorley put the ball in the back of the net, and they've just managed to force a mistake out of that defence. And we do have a level ball game now, and it's the number 18, Izzy Hamer, that has got the goal.
Yeah, in all fairness to the keeper there, she couldn't really do much. Shauna did really well to get herself back and make that block, but these mistakes happen. As a centre-half, being there myself, first time I ever played centre-half, I did something very similar, and it knocked your confidence a little bit. But in all fairness, for a comeback game, she's done very, very well, being in the right place at the right times, made some really good clearances. So, I suppose it's 1-1, but you say it's back to 0-0, don't you? So we've still got plenty to do in this second half, but hopefully she'll get that out of her mind, and that's the best thing you can do. You can't keep dwelling on a mistake that you've made, but as a centre-half, unfortunately, you do get punished. Anywhere on the pitch you make that mistake, you've got several other players behind you, but same with the goalkeeper, isn't it? If you make a mistake, it's a goal.
Good work from Ellis, puts the pressure on. 65 minutes or thereabouts gone. Down the line to Ellis. It will be a throw into Leeds. You mentioned it earlier as well, didn't you, about partnerships? You know, you had the two Green sisters last year. You know, one a winger, one a full-back. They built up great partnerships. Shauna Leggett's start was a right back. You had Olivia Smart starting the season. You know, you had players that had formed relationships. Very tough for Leeds to just get Millard and Ellis and, you know, and have that connection straight away. You do need games, don't you, to build it? Yeah,
like I said at the start, I know Chorley have signed a couple of players and they have come into the team, but they did have a lot to strengthen, and so a lot of these players played together last year as well. I feel like our team is completely different, to be honest with you. Like you say, you know, Lucy Turner, Ellie Dobson, Olivia Smart, that's three players out there, experienced players as well. But we'll get there. You know, we've got such a long way to go, and this is the first game of the season. I know we keep saying that, but the season wasn't won or lost on the first day.
Woodruff gets back, handball appeals from Chorley. Unsworth has come on for Chorley, by the way. You can tell the instruction there with the pink hair. Catlow back into Unsworth and plays it straight back. Forward ball, Bass trying to get across, does well. Concedes a throw-in.
I'm always looking, Tom, at other results in the league. I know it's only the first game, but Durham Sestri, who always finish fairly high, losing 2-0 to York, which is a bit of a shock. I think York only just scraped staying up last year, so this league is a funny old league, as we always say. Yeah, we were chatting at half-time, weren't we, when, you know, Leeds were right at the top last year. It looked to be a year of real progression. Confirm Abigail McKay was subbed for Unsworth. And Leeds' first big loss and heavy defeat and poor performance was against bottom of the league. And it just shows you what other teams can do. You never settled, of course, with it being a non-professional league and players having commitments elsewhere. You never know which team's going to be put out every week for all squads. Here is Green, who just about keeps it in play. Was flirting with that sideline before really getting it under control. Here's Hughes. Needs to be told there's a player coming and then just breezes past her. It's great work. Here's Ellis. Asking a lot of Hughes, puts plenty on that. If that's the other way around, you feel that Miss Ellis is keeping to that. And Hughes is no slouch. She gets up and down that pitch very well, but the second that ball was played, you knew there was too much on it. Yeah, I think she knew. I think Alice, for the first 3 or 4 yards, thought, oh, can I? And then decided, absolutely not. I'm not going to waste my energy on that one. Yeah, she was still trying for a little bit, but yeah, it just rolled away, doesn't it? This is the importance of that final pass. You know, you've got to get it right. Yeah, Molly Wood is coming off. Had a pretty quiet last half an hour. She was a bit busier in the first half. That means Worthington's gone a bit more central. Number 11's come on. That's Faye Stanhope. Yeah, interestingly, they've taken off Olivia Ellinson and Molly Wood, both strikers. I think Olivia's the new striker who signed from Mossley Hill recently, and then Molly Wood was last season's top goal scorer. So, you know, they're mixing it up. You know, unlike Simon Wood, who's put his faith in his players, they've made 4 substitutions so far to try and change things. Yeah, you got fresh legs as well. I know it's pre-season or first game back after pre-season, so you'd like to think the players are fit and fresh, but you know, does it? It can be the other way as well, can't it? You're a bit rusty. You can tire a bit quicker because you're not used to it. So it is a case of when will he turn to that bench and try and introduce something a bit different. Bass is alerting that there is a free player in the box here in Unsworth. Bass will now be told that she can go marker to the 6-yard box, headed away by Hughes. Shot will be coming in from Worthington, drags it wide. It was a big opportunity that from where she was in the area.
She might have felt she should have hit the target.
Yeah, it was a big opportunity. From a player like that as well, I would have thought she would have hit the target, but there's quite a lot of bodies in the way, and I think if I think Katie would have seen that late anyway. Number 29 was the closest to that, wasn't she? Saffron Newhouse. But yeah, it's I don't like the fact that they're creeping up with a couple of chances. Obviously, there's 20 minutes to go.
Ultimate flick on by Hughes.
But yeah, I think just going back to what you say, 90 minutes of playing a competitive match against a very good team is completely different to a training session or even a pre-season friendly.
Just break off here because of the chance at a cross. So many players got sucked into the near post, and a little glancing header from Newhouse. Goal scorer Lizzie Hayne was starting to find a bit of joy as well. That was her cross. Yeah, they do say as well you could probably play 2 or 3 pre-season friendlies and still wouldn't reach the intensity, togetherness of a first team game. There is that just a competitive edge, isn't there, which makes things all different for you.
I think the occasion as well, it actually takes more energy out of you than what you actually think. So, at this point, I think if I was Sam Wood, I think I probably would be looking at making a couple of changes within the next 5 minutes. Because it's difficult as a substitute, it's difficult to get into the game. You feel like you want to have a decent amount of time to get into it, because let's not forget as well, they want minutes in the legs, they want to get that off, get themselves off the mark as well.
Shauna looking like she's just going to go downfield here rather than a sideways pass to either a centre-back or a teammate in Hughes or Bass.
I think in those kind of situations, I think it probably is better to play short, because on nearly every occasion I've seen that pass, Chorley defence have just won the first contact.
Yeah, Dixon's ball forward, it's sliced away by Cook. Kept in by Finch, which given White a sniff of a chance to close down. Bass turns the ball away and it's just gone out of play for a throw. Worthington's ball forward, that'll be overhit and that'll go out of play. It will pen Leeds in at an awkward spot, 20 minutes to go. Is there a player in particular you'd expect to be off the bench first?
I think it'll be Paige Williams or Sian up top. I think we need some fresh legs, someone with a bit of pace who's going to kind of get at the defenders, who will probably also be tired at this point as well. But yeah, I think in the next couple of minutes I'll be looking to just mix things up a bit, just because I think we're not creating a lot now. I think in the first few minutes of the second half we looked like we're on top, you did mention it, but I think we've just gone a bit flat. They've got themselves in, they've got themselves a goal. Confidence is very much on their side, I think, at the moment. But I'm not a manager, Tom, and I wouldn't want to be either, because I think if you feel like you can't win either way. When you was asking me about subs before, I thought you're damned if you do and damned if you don't, but
certainly so as Green takes the throw-in, just down the line to Dixon. Bass gets across, good challenge from the centre half. Millard's racing across, and Millard does very well. Tries to squeeze it to Ellis. Millard trying to get back, stop the cross coming in from the number 11 Stanhope. She will do that. Ball falling for Green. Newhouse intercepts it just when Green probably about to take flight there and make her way down the wing. Substitution alerted from the linesman to referee Matthew Coles. That substitution will see Macy Ellis replaced by Abby Graham. I said it earlier about the youngster getting a chance. The goal scorer is off. Your thoughts on that sub?
an interesting one, but one I'm excited about. Like I said, even though she's young, doesn't mean that she can't come on and make an impact here. She's used to playing and training with these girls now, so you know, hopefully she doesn't feel too much out of place, and I'm sure she won't. I mean, you know, for a youngster to you know, to come up and make a first team appearance in the league is just phenomenal. You know, she's one of the youngest players to probably represent this first team in quite a while, but she's also probably one of the best I've seen in the years that I've been here. I once said to her mum, I was like, you're not allowed to bring Abby to training anymore because she's making me look stupid. I can see her in the WSL in a few years' time, hopefully in a Leeds United shirt.
Fingers crossed as Unsworth plays it forward. Bass trying to poke it towards Smith. Headed away by leg. Smith tried to roll with the punches and turn away from the defender, and she nearly did that with a pass that finds a teammate. It will eventually get towards Graham, who early doors goes to Woodruff. Very awkward angle from Emma Woodruff, who, even though it would have been much easier to try and bring it under control, she could see at first time opportunity, might catch the keeper out, I could get a goal, and she went for it. But very difficult to get that under control.
Yeah, that would have been a very difficult technique, but she is capable of that, and we've seen her score so many different types of goals, like I mentioned in the first half, so I don't blame her for trying that.
Bass tries to head clear. It's over the top, and Green's dropped in to help out. Green's turned into trouble here. She can't afford to give away the foul. She's meant to put the challenge in. Good hands from Mortimer. Needed to be. Green was racing back to help out, and I think the young goalkeeper's acquitted herself very well. Yeah,
she has. Really good save there as well. She did have to dive for that. It wasn't a case of it just fell into her hands. You know, she did actually have to make the save. So yeah, well done.
Smith fighting hard to get Leeds back on the ball. Tries to turn it around the corner. Newhouse lets it go for a throw. Jubal Keating is putting some shin pads on. I'm no genius, but I think that might mean something.
I agree.
So I'm interested to see if it's a double change with the wingers. Keep Woodruff through the middle. Dixon has actually gone to the right side, allowing Graham to play on the left.
Yeah, she's a very skillful player. Is Abby really good left foot, right foot? You know, dribbling is a strength of hers. She often puts videos and reels on her socials, and I just think, stop that. You're making the opposition look silly.
Here's Dixon, great driving run. That's unlucky. Some of the play she's flashed today has been really good. She just touch unfortunate. Millard appeals for offside, and she read that really well. Good defending from Leeds as a unit there. But yeah, you could hear the gasp from the crowd. They knew that if that passes through, Leeds have carved them open. But I say Leeds, Chloe Dixon have carved them open.
Yeah, that was a really, really good one. We've not seen her do that in this game. We've seen her get the ball and do a couple of nice touches and lay the ball off, but we've not seen her do that driving run, taking players on, which she's obviously very capable of doing.
Smith and Woodruff go for the same ball. Millard again gets in. Here's Dixon getting told to get rid of the ball. She carries it well. She pings it into the feet of fellow new arrival Millard. Smith then goes back. Good football from Leeds. Dangerous ball in. Woodruff tries to flick it on any way she can, but she doesn't get the touch on the ball. Leg races across. Gets a nudge as she goes towards. That'll be a free kick. More of the small alteration, which has probably helped matters, is the dugouts have swapped flanks. The dugouts are now on the opposite side of the pitch, which I would think could be better suited. It was all a bit on top of each other, but now they've made that alteration. So the change has been made. Ellie White is going to make way. And it should be Sian Jubal Keating that will come on. Slammer Wood gives out the last second instructions. 2 cards played, 11 minutes to go. Still plenty of time, Bridie.
There is, yeah, and Sian will be hoping that a chance will fall to her in these final 10 minutes. She's recently been doing the kit launch for the brand new kit, so I did tell her the other day, don't give up your day job as a model, Sian.
Has to flick the ball on. That was never dealt with by Chorley. Gemma Keaton tried to turn the defender, smashed away by Searson. Hasn't gone the way that she wanted.
No, I think the defence have done quite well today for Chorley, but I don't feel like there's been a few times where I feel like they've had time to be able to take 2 or 3 touches and then think about what pass they want. And I think that's one thing that Sian will do, is she will chase down absolutely everything, and she won't give them a moment to breathe. And I think that in these final stages, that's what you want, because it could be, a mistake that she capitalises on or puts a bit of pressure on it, which helps the teammate. And even like that, just winning a team a corner.
Yes, Dixon's already put the signal at where this ball is going. Now can she get the delivery on point to ensure Leeds have got a shooting opportunity. In fact, after all that signal, it's a quick word with Graham, who will now take over. So they're going to switch flanks because it's a left-footed delivery. Near post, she's got that wrong. I think Dixon applauds her. Almost as she's maybe told her try and go near post, but Abby Graham, the youngster, didn't get the technique she wanted at all there.
No, it seemed a little bit rushed. I thought that was part of the master plan, Abby coming over. I didn't know if they were going to do a short corner between them, but I'm not sure that is something that they've been working on in training. But yeah, I would have wanted kind of Chloe Dixon on that to put a good delivery in. I'm not saying Abby's not capable, but we've kind of 9 minutes to go, get that experience and just get the ball in the box in the right area.
Yeah, great work from Graham. Nice inside pass. Woodruff try to put it into an awkward area. The keeper told to come by Catlow. That will just be well ushered out, in fact. To say that for a second looked like quite a nervous moment for Chorley. They dealt with things pretty easily.
Yeah, she knew what she was doing, didn't she, Isabel Catlow? Good defending. I think Chloe's playing a little bit higher up the pitch as well now, which will hopefully work in our favour.
Gemma Keaton can't get to that ball, straight back into the hands of Finch. Too much space here. Smith closes the ball down. Good feet to get away from trouble as well. And the ball over the top to Dixon. Opportunity here now. She's got space to work her way into. Dixon, deflected cross. Maybe just ran out of steam a little bit there. Dear Chloe Dixon. It's an unfortunate moment because she's craved a bit of space and time in a good area. For the majority of this match, she's retied the shoelace before Leeds even realised some of their main attackers is out of play, and that's maybe just that mental sharpness Leeds need to recover as the season goes on, which they will do. But taking a throw on the right wing when your right winger isn't paying attention, it's just little things like that. If that's in pre-season, you're fine with it.
Yeah, I think she was a bit frustrated with herself there with that cross, because she knows the capability and the quality that she's got. I'm not sure who was actually in the box should that cross have gone in. But yeah, it's things like that. You've just got to keep switched on because anything can happen. It's like what we said as well, Tom, these players are going to be tired now, both mentally and physically. That's why he's obviously made a couple of substitutions.
Ball forward and a offside flag goes up against Stanhope.
It's been such an even game. It's difficult to really tear them apart, hasn't there? There's been no team that have had loads of out-and-out chances.
Yeah, Megan Parker replaces goal scorer Hamer.
So that's all 5 substitutions used for Chorley.
Wide it goes, and Graham might get a bit of time here to drive forward and ask questions of the defence.
I think we've talked about it before, haven't we, Tom? The main difference between like the 23s and the first team, it's the physicality and the fact that you don't get as much time, you know, as what you might do in lower leagues or in leagues where you've got your younger players coming through your development. But yeah, I mean, you know, you come across some big, tall, strong players. So, you know, Abby is strong for her age. She does a lot of boxing in her spare time. So hopefully that will help. Transferable skills on the pitch, but hopefully she doesn't start going around thumping people.
Yeah, there's the free kick. Hopefully good delivery. Smith, good area. Finch just about gets a hand to it. They'll appeal for the corner. Their appeals will be heard with the referee. In fact, a red card, and Sian Jubral-Keating has been sent to the stands. Is he trying to suggest an elbow with that? Oh, a headbutt, in fact, he's saying, I think. So there is, I still think it's a corner, but at one apiece. We see it here. So Jubral-Keating, she gets her arm pulled back, and yeah,
she did.
There was something in the first few minutes where Jubral-Keating had her arm pulled back by Megan Searson, and she didn't like. She slapped her away, and I thought it's very early. She looks fired up for this. She's done it again, and she's seen the red mist. It's a red card. There'll be a suspension coming. Yeah,
she'll be really disappointed with that. I think had she have just held her ground, or even gone to ground, should I say, that may well have been a penalty, because the Chorley player was pulling her down, but she just retaliated. I mean, we've got 5 minutes left and we're a player down. It's not ideal at all.
Especially a centre midfielder as well. He might have to make a change here, Simon Wood, to shore things back up a little bit. So, a couple of minutes left. Graham's last corner went near post. Will she go the same idea? She tries to float it in. Nobody had gone that corner. Hughes claiming she's been pulled back. Dixon trying to get to it.
There seemed to be a lot more yellow shirts in there than there was white.
Yeah, which when you look back as well, there's only one player back for Leeds, so everyone was gone far post. Here now on the attack, Leeds trying to break free. And Green bats in the lad across to Bass. Bass goes wide to Dixon, who needed a bit of a helping hand. She tries to go down the line to Smith. It's an attacking pass, which she can try and get onto it. Unjust done very well. Frustration for Smith, which shows she knew the area she was in. A couple of minutes left of regulation time.
That red card just seems to have really taken the wind out the sails a little bit, and players are now getting frustrated. I think it doesn't help when the ball's just rolling away from the players. What looked like a good pass from Chloe Dixon, it was good defending again. They seem to be ushering the ball out. They've done that time and time again today.
Free kick for a late foul on a Leeds defender.
Right under the referee's nose as well. At first we were thinking, what was the referee seeing? It was only upon the replay that we saw it. But yeah, very disappointing. I think he's actually had a good game, the referee. I don't think there's been any occasions where we've thought, what's that for, or we don't understand what's going on. I think he's refereed the game very well, in my opinion. Look at us praising the refs.
Yeah, but it's important, isn't it? When they've done well, they get heavily criticised when they've done bad. That's like anything in sport. When you do bad, you are the villain. Not enough said when you do a good job. As Chorley try and break forward here, it's all a bit chaotic. Graham gets back to help out. Smith's dropped into midfield. There's a gap now really for Woodruff, who's having to occupy it as a 10. and get forward if Leeds have the ball. So I think Leeds are going to have to play for the draw here, and then if they can counter, then great. But main job is to not concede. 30 seconds left of normal time. Millard trying to stop Stanhope. Ball is delivered. Newhouse goes for it. It's just over the top. It's not far away. And it is behind for a goal kick.
Well, that was a let-off. Like you say, at this stage in the game, at this point you kind of settle for a draw, don't you? But there is still time for us to get the winner. We've got the quality on the pitch, like I mentioned before, with goals everywhere on this team. So let's hope we get one more chance.
Hughes gets back. There's McClares.
She's done well there. Katie Markmore in goal there. Good clearance.
On ball there from Hughes. Just instinct. Frustration. Simon Wood just try to give his team a bit of encouragement. See this game out. See this and sending the centre half forward. She's telling Cook to get into the box, try and get an extra option. Leeds don't have that many players back. There's still 5 shirts outside the area. And it is towards Cook, who glances it towards the goal, hits the foot of the post. I did say I don't think Leeds ever seemed to react that a centre half was just marauding forward. Nobody picked that up, and it's one apiece, and it so nearly ended up being 1-2.
Yeah, it was a good delivery, to be fair, wasn't it? Again, in that danger zone. But they won the first contact, which is the important thing. And at first I thought it was going wide, but then, like you say, it just nicked the bottom of the post. That was very, very close.
Smith back to Green. Bass try to get past Newhouse. Good challenge, Rebecca Bass. Had to beat. Really had to beat. 93rd minute of her first game back from an ACL injury. Wrong side of the attacker. If that's mistimed, there's only one thing happening. And that's... it's a risk she had to take as well, because the striker was in there, Brady.
Yeah, like you say, if she timed that wrong, then that was just a straight penalty and potentially game over. So absolutely fantastic from her once again. Said that a few times this game.
Free effort, Wellington. Good job she leant back, because Leeds had just left her open. Big risk that from Leeds.
Yeah, that was a good chance. She'll be disappointed with that. I always say I don't like short corners, but if that had gone in the back of the net, then that would have worked a treat for them. She had acres of space. Nobody was closing down. This is where you need your leaders of the team, just to make sure that they're the voices and the ears, and just making sure everybody's in the right positions. Looks like there's another substitution here. Paige Williams coming on.
Yeah, Williams coming on. Last moment or two to replace Dixon, who's made her debut. Green just turns it around the corner. And again here, Chorley trying to keep it alive. They still feel they've got half a chance here to get a winner. They've got the player advantage to at least help them do that. Millard gets it clear. Good work from her to call rank as well. She had the better clearance angle. It's out to Finch, who will survey the field. Smith needs to be careful. Stanhope falls wide. Bass hooks it clear. It hits Williams. And Smith decides to go the other flank and rather than a throw and kick it out for a corner. So Chorley will get another throw of the dice here. Trust their teammates. Big ask to do. Binks is coming across to take the corner.
Yeah, I mean, we don't want to be giving away set pieces this late in the game because, I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if the goalkeeper Molly Finch came up here as well. We're in the dying seconds. I think a corner could have been avoided in that scenario. But yeah, last-ditch defending again. Rebecca Bass in the right place at the right time.
Binks his ball in. Missed by the first head. Here's Woodruff. Hooks clear. The referee's putting the whistle to the mouth. And the points are shared in the opening Leeds United women's game of the season. Very tough to split. These two are probably going to see a lot of each other in the table. Very close proximity. Only 2 points separated them last year. Ellis had opened the scoring in the 58th minute, only for Hamer 4 minutes later to restore parity. And a day of frustration for, I guess, both coaching staffs. But a point each to start the campaign. Leeds are in action on Wednesday night here on LUTV in the League Cup. That's against Halifax Women, so join us for that and enjoy the rest of your weekend.
Turning out today. The next game to be held here is on Wednesday night against Halifax. A big thank you to all our mascots and Gillis and Sprague and the Nines, Rose Park, Logan and Underneath. Thank you all again for listening today, and I'll take you now. Goal scorer for Leeds United, number 18.